All right. Good morning, everyone. Listen, I wanted to today talk about something. Well, here's the deal. I'm sure everybody that watches this channel, for the most part, already agrees with this statement. That is, Jesus was the greatest teacher of all times. Okay. There, maybe there are some people that don't agree with that, and listen, you may have your reasons. I don't know, but that's beside the point. In Matthew chapter 5, we have the beginning of what's called the Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount is probably the most complete teaching that we have from beginning to end that Jesus did in all of the Bible. Okay, and it's really fascinating. And I find that the Sermon on the Mount, every time I study it, there's something like there's another layer to it, or there's that's probably layer is probably the wrong word, but it gets deeper and deeper and deeper the more you look into it. And the Sermon on the Mount goes from Matthew 5, 6, and 7. It is very articulate in a lot of ways. There are parts of it that are extremely challenging, but it is interesting. Starting in Matthew 5, verse 3, these verses are so powerful, and it's very interesting how Jesus starts this teaching. Okay, he starts off by saying this: "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled." Now he goes on, okay, and he talks about blessed are those that are merciful, those that are pure in heart, and he goes on. But it's very interesting at the very beginning. What he says really went against the common thought of the time. Actually, it was a direct opposition to a lot of what was implied in attitude and even in some of the teaching that was taking place in Israel at the time. And some of that really stemmed from different ideas and different superstitions and so on and so forth, but it was really not what everybody else was saying. And this is something about Jesus, that he has always been like this, where he talks about things that not everybody is talking about. Okay. So I find that at least these few verses, the first two, are two that I share often with people, because so often people really are in a place where they're hurting, or they're d- severely discouraged. They're struggling in a lot of ways. And it's always a good reminder to know that Jesus understands the situation that you're in. And somehow these verses really speak powerfully to a lot of people. And when you're going through a difficult thing and you read this where it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," suddenly it's almost like, oh, wait a minute. This isn't, from God's perspective, this isn't the worst thing that's ever happened in the world. Okay. And often we get just mired up in our attitude or our opinion about what's going on. We fail to look at the situation that we're in from God's perspective. Now, especially the second line where it says, so first it says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." And that is something that really brings actually a lot of comfort to people, understanding that God plans to bring comfort to those that are in mourning. That's something that he intends to do. And as you go on, he just basically talks about all of the things that you may not be seeking out, okay? It may not be that you want to be in that place, but when you find yourself there, Jesus, his words are, you're blessed because God knows. Ultimately, that's what this is all about. God knows, he knows what you're going through, and he's going to address it in his timing. He's going to help you through it. So you just have to put your faith again in the Lord, and you have to cling to him in those difficult times. Okay? Listen, all the other options are bad options. That's the truth. It really, running to the Lord is the only good option. And I just want to encourage everybody that if you're going through a difficult time, if you're struggling in your walk with the Lord, or if you're struggling with details of life, whatever bad things have happened, I don't know what's going on, but I want to tell you, listen, first of all, I would recommend that you read through Matthew 5, 6, 7, and 8. But, in that also, that you would run to the Lord, that you would take your time to put your trust in him, to remind yourself that he is there to help you through it. His Holy Spirit will bring you comfort and bring joy and peace to you. And I hope that these words are encouraging to you today. And I hope that you will take some time, if that's the case, and leave a comment. I love reading those, and some of them minister to other people too. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Click that like button, all the YouTube stuff. And may God richly bless you.